second.
Okay, so what's Kiyosaki's definition of wealth? It's in the book, Mars.
Oh wait,
No, not this time. Okay, you know better now. You have to read the book, right? Okay, Jamie.
He said, how long could I survive if I stopped working today?
Exactly. So it's all about survivability. A person's ability to survive an X number of days forward after stopping to work for whatever reason. Maybe they got fired. Maybe they quit and now they have nothing going on with respect to earning income. How many days beyond that point can you survive? Okay, now, most people think wealth is, I got nice things. I got the fancy car, I got the fat pad, I got money in the bank, so I'm wealthy. No, that's not Kiyosaki's definition of wealth. Remember, it's all about how many days you can survive. So I have some scenarios here on the board, and I want you to tell me wealthy or not. Okay, here's the question. Am I wealthy enough to exit the rat race? First, what's the rat race? Someone describe what that is. Did you read chapter 2? Yes, Raul. No? Okay. What's the rat race? Yes, Ricky.
Is it a person's like cash flow?
No, that's not the rat race. Man, are you guys not doing your reading? Okay, Peyton.
It's like the people who
Listen.
It's the people who wake up, make their breakfast, go to work, come back, or like they have like the same thing over and over again, and they're just doing the same thing to like barely make enough.
Right. The rat race is being involved in the normal. Everybody gets in their car after eating their breakfast, wolfing it down, going to their job, being stuck in traffic, working in a job that you might like. Like, I love this job. So me being in the rat race, I actually like this job. So I like coming here. But there are people who hate their job, which makes the rat race even worse for them. Okay?
So
then coming out of work late or whatever because they have to do extra time doing something, or maybe they're out at a certain decent time, but they still have to go through traffic, come home, make dinner really fast, feed the kids, feed themselves, get a couple hours of TV, go to bed, and wake up and do the same thing. That's called the rat race, guys, and you're stuck in it for 30, 35 years.
So it's like the song, like in a song, rap lyrics, Dear Mama by Tupac. He was like talking about how his mom had to go to work, come back from the house, try to fix him a hot plate to eat, and then have to do the same thing again and again. But like I say, like you have said, like you have to live to paycheck for paycheck. Some people just hate their jobs, don't even want to go, but they go to work through it because it's their mentality.
Exactly. And then what did he say about his mama making $1 out of 15 cents, right? Making that 15 cents last. Making that 15 cents be like $1 because she was in the rat race, right? She was poor. His mom. Very good. Thank you for that. Okay, so here we have 3 people. Okay, look up because this might be on the quiz in a little bit. This person has $6,000 worth of monthly expenses. Now that may encompass the mortgage or the rent for the apartment, the bills, water, electricity, whatever they got to pay. Okay, $6,000. Now they do have some assets. Oh yeah, that's not bad because some people have no assets. 0 here. And all of this is their monthly expense. They're not wealthy. Okay, but this person has $1,500 coming in. According to Kiyosaki, how many days forward if they quit their job or stop working? Well, let's look into it. $1,500 happens to be 1/4 of a month. Okay, that's a week. That person can survive 1 week with their assets. They don't have enough to cover their every month bills, all of the things they have to pay for. So not wealthy. No, this is not wealthy.
They're poor.
They're not poor. They're not poor.
I'd say they're in the
Middle class. Exactly. Middle class. Because they have some assets. But sometimes the middle class has 0 assets, okay? It depends. It really depends. They're maybe coming up. They're coming up. They understand what to do. What should this person do to improve their situation? Raise your hand. Jamie.
Get more assets.
Yes, either improve that column, the asset column, get more assets, or what else can they do?
Or
Do they have
pre-plan,
kids?
or they could pre-plan for their date, their expensive for their months. They could pay them early, like a month early before, so that month.
Okay, that's called budgeting, right? Or prepaying, but basically what else could they do?
Could they reduce liabilities.
Exactly. Reduce your expenses, reduce liabilities and expenses. Very good, Ricky, that's correct. Man, you guys are on it. Okay, person B. 6,000, assets 3,000. That's a half a month. They stop working for half a month, they could pay their bills and survive. But the last half, they're in trouble, right? So no, not yet. And similarly, this person can ramp up that column, the asset column, to come up to 6,000, or reduce the liability expenses column to come closer to their current assets. Now this person, we have 6,000 and 6,000 matching expenses with cash flow from assets. That's 100% of a month. They are, according to Kiyosaki, considered wealthy, but not comfortably wealthy, right? Because stuff can happen, incidentals. Like me, look, my bicycle accident last Thursday, right? Luckily I have insurance, but now I have $150 of copay to pay for. That's not in people's, going to the emergency room, it's not in people's regularly monthly expense column. People don't budget to go to the emergency room. I only have to pay, because of my insurance, $150, despite being transported in an ambulance, having to go to the ER for that bicycle accident. $150 is nothing to me, okay? But that's an additional expense that this person doesn't have if they didn't budget for, if they don't have it calculated in there. Therefore, it is not comfortably wealthy, right?
Yes.
They'd have to figure out how to come up with that 150 extra. Now, the best scenario is, oh, look at this now. 7,000 in assets, $1,000 more than they need.
If they have 7,000, they should have other thousand to pay for like their daily expenses. Or
What would you do with that extra 1,000? This is an excellent question. You have a plus $1,000
promotion.
cash at the cash flow at the end of the month. What would you do with that? What should you do with that according to
save it.
Kiyosaki?
Put it into the assets?
Yes, which means buy more assets, okay? Invest. Put it back into the asset column, because it's like a snowball. It's like a snowball. Here are your assets, okay? Some people, here are their assets. I'm gonna put little a. Some people, there is nothing, okay? Watch. You put this extra here, what's gonna happen to the snowball?
It's bigger.
It's gonna grow bigger.
It's gonna go from here to here.
It's like
Okay.
when a snowball goes down the hill and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
You got it.
Over time, it's gonna get too big, and then after that, you'll be past the assets, and then you should be good.
You're already good here, but you can make it yourself even better, right? You can make it even better. This person can exit the rat race. At 6,000, I still wouldn't feel comfortable enough. I can cover my monthly expenses, but like I said, stuff can happen. I still wouldn't be comfortable enough to exit the rat race. I'd have to make at least 1,000 more to get out of that, to feel comfortable exiting the rat race. But that's everybody has their own opinion on that. Basically though, you're putting it back into the column and growing your assets. Last question before we move on.
If I have $1,000 more, I would invest into stocks, and put 500 into stocks, then use the other 500 to invest to other company. Because over time, when you invest, both of those 500s could both get to 1,000. And once you have 2,000, you could have 1,000. And then once you have those two, you can invest 500, and then you could have another 1,000 save up. And you could keep going, and you could make billions.
We'll talk about compound interest in another lesson, but yes, very good. All right, thank you everybody.